Good day, and welcome to the first episode of Pieces of Pap here on the Alsatian Productions YouTube channel. My name is Jack Coburn. I'm the editor-in-chief and founding member of Alsatian Productions, and today we're going to cut through the nonsense that press releases give you to tell you what games come out this week. Just a couple quick notes. Why is this called Pieces of Pap? Well, I am a massive fan of Rooster Teeth's Achievement Hunter, and for many years they did a show called Achievement Hunter Weekly Update, or AWU. Well, when trying to think of a name for my own version of AWU, since I liked it so much, I've thought about what to call it, and I thought about the BBC teletype system, pages from CFAX, and as I played around with the name, I was watching, once again, Achievement Hunter and Uno the movie, and Gavin Free just happened to use the word pap to describe his hand in Uno. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to call it Pieces of Pap as like a nice little nod to the people who inspired me to do this? So, Pieces of Pap. Alright, let's talk about what we have coming out this first week. So if you're seeing this on its launch, it's coming out at 9 a.m. And tomorrow, we don't really have much of anything. We're still making videos. We're still coming up with stuff. So, don't expect anything out on Tuesday. But we're getting there. We're writing series. We're coming up with stuff, playing games. For Wednesday, you're going to be seeing me probably in this exact same chair with these exact same sunglasses and this exact same hat on, wearing this exact same Tatini shirt as I give you the first Founders vlog about just explaining what's going on with Alsatian Productions, you know, the ethos of why we're doing this. Thursday, hey, everybody loves a Throwback Thursday, so it's Retro Gaming Weekly time. And Retro Gaming Weekly will feature two games this week. The running series Trade Winds Thursdays, in which I play through the famous demo you get on a Windows Vista or Windows XP computer with Wild Tangent, Trade Winds. Except it's the full version. Also, this week we're playing one of my favorite games of all time, the first video game I really do remember playing on Windows 95, Rally Challenge. And then finally, on Friday, once again, we don't really have a whole lot going on, but we'll come up with stuff to put there. Saturday is devoted to strategy games. It's our Strategy Saturday block. And we're opening up with the first episode of TFC, The Fertile Crescent. Join me as I navigate through life in a Bronze Age society. Sunday, of course, is devoted to racing with Sunday Driver, a casual look at sim racing. This week we're starting the Grand Prix Legends long play. Join me as I introduce the game itself, why it's so important in both sim racing and in my life, and an introduction to how to figure out how to drive a track and drive a car in the game. So without further ado, let's get to it and do what games are coming out this week. That's what you're here for, but let's get to it. Alright, we start with Chef Night, which is coming out on PC today, Monday, June 1st, 2026. Grime creator Cloverbite, which operates as part of the Titian School of Design and Visual Communications. I've probably butchered that, but hey, guess what? When they don't give you phonics, just go with it. This School of Design and Visual Communication publishes student-made games, and developer Campaign Cooperative have created a cozy fantasy cooking dungeon explorer game. Slay monsters, cook them up, and sell dishes to fund further exploration, all while learning new recipes and finding new ingredients, all in a hand-drawn cozy art style. Reinvest profits into a vast skill tree that improves how fast you fight, how efficiently you cook, and how far you can go. Coming up next is probably the hottest game of the week, and on Friday, we'll be playing it as this is Game of the Week, Freefall 95. Australian indie studio Aspen Games releases their debut, in which players play as the sole survivor of a mid-air disaster, dodging hazards, attempting stunts, and collecting items as they plummet towards Earth through 5 levels across 3 difficulty tiers on a 90s-esque art style and soundtrack. Think about Lost meets Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Demo is available, and we will be playing that today on Demo Derby, which will come out at 1 o'clock. Following it is Underchoice. Targum Games, creators of such games as Ex Machina, have released a new survival simulator. Players are thrust into the role of an overseer of an underground shelter and decide who comes in and who doesn't in order to influence the gameplay. Now, I actually played the demo, which is available. I would highly recommend playing the demo. It is a lot of fun. The controls were good. The gameplay was good. The premise, scary as it may be, was good. That will come out at 5 o'clock today. Alright. Coming up on Tuesday, Campsite Hustle Management Simulator comes out on PC. Indie studio Red Shore Games invites players to manage their own campgrounds and outdoor stores in this cozy first-person simulator. Stock products, arrange shelves, sell campsite tickets, build and maintain facilities, manage workers, and deal with problems as you grow and expand your business. A 15% launch discount is available, though no prices have been announced at this time of recording. Fatekeeper goes into early access on PC. Developer Paraglacial and publisher THQ Nordic invite players to step into the early access build of this game and learn the secrets of the eponymous main character, the Fatekeeper, as they face monsters, traps, and other deadly threats. Paraglacial is a team of 13 developers, and they have decided that since this is a new genre and type of game for them, they want player feedback in order to make the game as good as possible. The early access version is 2 hours long. 2 hours long for an early access seems pretty good, and if you like it and want to give feedback and make a game better, give this a try. Following that up is My Little Cafe Nightmare, which the demo comes out today on Demo Derby at 1 o'clock today. Sole developer Seth Mad Dev and first-time publisher Ivy Juice Games release a new cafe management sim with a twist. Manage a dark cafe, taking care of your ghostly patrons, and turn it into a nice, cozy sanctuary amidst the nightmares of the world you inhabit. The game actually includes Twitch integration that allows viewers to become patrons. It's a novel idea. I kind of like how that looks. The demo is available. We have played it, like I said, on Demo Derby. It will be out at 1 o'clock this afternoon, or on Tuesday afternoon, actually. I just make a cup of coffee and try to figure it out. I like it. I thought it was good. Cafe management sims are not sort of my thing, especially because technically I'm running my own real-life sim. It's called Alsatian Productions. The cost of this game, when it does come out on Tuesday, will be $8.99. I would highly recommend playing the demo, seeing if you're into it before dropping money on it. That is definitely a Pieces of Pap piece of advice. Ourlands comes out on PC on Tuesday as well. Jamaican indie developer Graham of Legend, creator of Super Space Club, has released his new game, a cozy island builder in which the world is your blank canvas with no goals or objectives, just create the island you would like to. Collect items as you go and create your ideal island, sharing them with the world through the postcard mode. You can make your own postcards, send them to your friends, try mail. See if it gets there in time. Who knows? Don't send it for a, birth announcement or a wedding invitation. Just, mail isn't what it used to be. Alright, June 3rd, there are no new games coming out, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox Series X. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy and own either of those two consoles, there you go. Alright. Thursday sees Steam Summer Games Fest open. It's available until Tuesday the 9th of June. So let's see what we can do with this. Alright. 1997 Reloaded, or Whatever Happened to Andy Quinn, comes out on PC that day. Developer Geigo Studio, it definitely must be pronounced Geigo, releases its visual mystery novel set in an alternate history 1990s music scene. Two Italian teenagers and their English friend find an answering machine at an English flea market that leads them to solve a mystery in the past. The protagonists get pulled into the Roxyverse, an alternate history 90s in which grunge music never existed, and LA remained the global alt-rock capital. You're telling me Nirvana won't exist? I'm all for it. 2000 original illustrations and an authentic original soundtrack of lost hits help to immerse players in this world. Sounds good. I like music, very much so. And I like mysteries, again, very much so. This might be up your alley. It definitely is up mine. We'll definitely be playing it in the future. Okay, we have the next demo coming out, and this will come out on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Although, really, it shouldn't be called Demo Derby. It should be called Crash Out Derby, because this is how this game was for me. Alruna End of History comes out on PC. The solo Swedish developer Nicholas Hallen and publisher Burning Planet Digital released their sequel to 2024's Alruna and the Necro-Industrialists, though it's not a direct story sequel. Players play as the flower nymph Alruna in this Pixar side-scroller Metroidvania and jump, slide, and dash through rotting cathedrals in a search for salvation. Let me tell you, the controls, there are just too many of them. There are just too many controls. For Metroidvania, I mean, the idea of Metroid was, played on a Super Nintendo controller. There are just too many controls. It just doesn't play well. Hallen did spend his marketing budget on artists to draw the protagonist in a 40-piece set called the Alruna Art Bomb. That's at least cool. And the demo is available. I would highly recommend playing this demo and seeing if you like it. If you're a fan of Metroidvanias and you like it a lot more than I did, congratulations, buy the game. But if it doesn't suit you, hey, it was free. You gave it a try, you didn't like it, you saved your money. Moving on here. House Flipper Remastered Collection comes out on Wednesday for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Silver Lining Interactive and Frozen Way released their revised edition of their popular House Flipper game, complete with all the downloadable content. In addition to the base game, the downloadable content includes packs such as Garden Flipper, Cyberpunk Flipper, and House Flipper Pets. The price for all this will be $49.99. Which, when I was first looking at it, I was like, oh, that's kind of steep. And then you think about all the DLC you get that probably wasn't free to start with. $50 for, like, a whole bunch of stuff for a game? I mean, I did Humble Bundle to get Cities Skylines for a future Strategy Saturday series. And I got about $1,000 worth of stuff for about $100 through Humble Bundle. So $50 for, a bunch of DLCs, that sounds almost perfect. Alright, let's talk about Outblast, which comes out on the PC. Rhino Rock Studios releases its free-flowing frenzy of an arcade shooter. Players pilot Interceptor C-11-28 and have to defend Perseon 6 from the rogue viral intelligence Typhon and fight enemies across 5 deadly districts, all while upgrading their ships. This game also includes VR options, including MetaQuest, Valve Index, and HTC Vive. Alright, another hotly exciting game for me. River City Saga Journey to the West releases this week on PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS5. Arc System Works, developers of such classic titles as Final Lap, Double Dragon, Guilty Gear, and River City Girls, releases a new title in the River City Saga series. If you've never played the River City Saga series, It is a lot of fun. I played River City Ransom on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. It's an enjoyable playthrough. If you're a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho and you like that kind of game, definitely check out River City Saga and definitely check out the River City series. Journey to the West is based on one of the four great classical novels of Chinese literature, the eponymous Journey to the West, in which players will take control of Kunio from the River City series as either characters from Journey to the West, such as Sun Wukong, Zhu Beiji, Sha Wujing, and Tang Senzang, with each having a different playstyle. Other River City characters will make appearances as allies or bosses, giving it that nice River City feel. The game will cost $20, and that definitely sounds like a very fair price for a very legendary game series. Let's talk about another fantastic mystery game that's coming out this week, a remake of the classic 1993 DOS game, The Seventh Guest. Vertigo Games and Trilobite released this remade version of this game, which featured at the time full motion video, 3D navigation, and a groundbreaking game engine that set it apart from all the rest. 6 guests arrive at a mysterious mansion and must solve puzzles of ever-increasing challenge to figure out who the eponymous 7th guest is and what their purpose is for being there. Live-action video for this game was captured in full 3D using volumetric video, and real actors appear within the world itself, making every encounter feel immediate and unsettling. High-end visuals and redesigned puzzles that pay homage to the original game add to the gameplay, as do dynamic environments using visual effects and optical illusions. Now we're coming up to Sports Game Corner pretty much here, with a new version of the Tour de France game, Be Still My Beating Heart. But this one's a little bit better than the last one I played. Tour de France 2026 comes out this week on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Developers Nacon and Cyanide Studios released the new version of the classic cycling game, which now includes dynamic weather conditions, which is a first for the series. It does affect rider abilities and can change the outcome of the stage and whether you stay on your bike. Temperatures also are included in the game. They affect rider clothing choice. Do you want to be Bernard Hinault in the 1981 Paris-Roubaix, fighting off snow and frostbite? Go right on ahead, give it a try. 21 stages of this cycling classic are reproduced, including stages at the start in Barcelona all the way to the finish in Paris. I would definitely recommend getting the PC version of it because I think it does include more stages than just what the Tour de France has. I bought Tour de France, I don't know, maybe a decade ago for like a PS3 or a PS4, and all it had was the Tour de France, and I just was so bummed because I wanted to do Paris to Nice, Paris-Roubaix, or even the Giro d'Italia or Vuelta di España. So, and I think the PC version will have all that. It's definitely a great looking game visually, as you can see from the screenshots included in this episode of Pieces of Pap, and I would highly recommend it. Now, we get to the most controversial, in my mind, game of this week. WTF releases its pre-alpha playtest for PC. And WTF indeed, because what WTF stands for is Waifu Tactical Force. Yeah, let's let that sink in for 5 more seconds here. Take a minute, let's think about that. Okay, indie studio Extremely Games releases their third open playtest of their debut game, a movement first-person shooter. The playtest opens at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Players can sign up on the Steam page for the game by clicking on Request Early Access, and players who do so early can gain immediate access on launch with an email notification. The game is engineered to run from the ground up at 60 FPS on nearly any PC with strong netcode across all regions. A new movement system, a new team deathmatch mode, new weapons and weapon materials, 3 warped character models, and 7 new characters highlight this playtest. I can safely tell you, I will not be playing this game. The premise alone is what doesn't sell me on this. Yeah, I like first-person shooters. I love Halo. I love Call of Duty. You'll definitely see those kind of videos on this channel in future. And, I mean, 60 FPS and with strong netcode where internet play is good, fantastic. This game kind of looks like Overwatch and Valorant, only it's full of scantily clad women who, you know, they're aiming for a certain kind of demographic, and that demographic isn't me, and frankly, that doesn't seem like the kind of game I want to play or I want to put on this channel. If you really like this kind of game, by all means, enjoy it, like it, use it, play it, enjoy it. It's probably really very good. I won't be surprised if these words age like milk in the sun on a hot day in July in Death Valley, but this game just doesn't do it for me. However, the next game does. Coming out on Friday is Follow Us on PC. French studio Game Atelier releases a new co-op asymmetrical horror game. You need a friend, find a friend, and download this game because this sounds really good. It's a two-player game. Players can either choose to be the explorer, Exy, and of course explore these horrific, terrifying worlds, or be the operator, Oxy, sit in the van, and hack the playspace to help their partner. Lo-fi PS1 style graphics allow players to have a clean, perfectly legible aesthetic. There are 3 levels available at launch, and there is a demo of the first level available. Now, we didn't play it on Demo Derby because I didn't have a second person to play it on this week. I just didn't have time to ask somebody, one of my friends, to come play it with me. But it's a great premise. It looks good, as you can see from some of these screenshots. It just, you know, is absolutely perfect. Chef's kiss, a little bit of Salt Bay here. I mean, it seems like a good premise. I think we'll play it at some point on the channel. Definitely when I can get a friend to come do it with me. And yeah, I definitely think this is a very highly anticipated game. Following that is Gothic 1 Remake, which comes out on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Alchemia Interactive and THQ Nordic present remade version of 2001 classic Gothic. Players must escape the penal colony of Korinis, which is protected by a magical barrier that lets you in but not out, where 3 factions of prisoners have taken control, and players must make alliances and survive in order to get out. A dynamic, handcrafted open world invites players to explore and fight various enemies. The original game, without the remastered graphics and the remade game engine, is currently $20 on Steam. The first 3 games in the series are $39.99 for all 3, and the remake is $49.99. And there is a free prologue demo available for this remake. So, basically, what I would suggest doing is play the free prologue demo if you like it. Either buy the original game if you can stand the graphics being from 2001 for $20, or if you can stand the graphics being bad for the first 3 that look like they're playing on a Windows XP computer, not your, you know, $2 million AI-enhanced NVIDIA graphics card run gaming rig, it's $40. If you really can't live without the visual feast of the Gothic 1 Remake, spend the $50. But at least try the demo first. The only reason we didn't on Demo Derby is because it's a prologue that doesn't have a whole lot to do with the actual game, and I figured it would just be easier to let you make the decisions for yourself. Well, with that, that has been this week's episode of Pieces of Pap. My name is Jack Coburn. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified about what videos are coming up next on our channel. We have a lot of different types of videos, so whatever might not take your fancy on one day, come back the next day and see what you like. And through the magic of editing, let me just add one last thing to this. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to give a quick word of thanks to my friends, my family, and my colleagues at my day job. First of all, I'd like to thank my friends, Mike, Emily, Hannah, Alex, and Dave, for supporting me. Alsatian Productions has been about a decade in coming. The first idea, and you'll hear about more about this in the Founders Vlog on Wednesday. Without them, I don't know how close this would be to happening. They've helped me out with a bunch of gaming ideas, with a bunch of channel ideas. Much of the microphone usage you'll hear in the gameplays this week are thanks to Mike and Alex. And really, the idea for the logo has come from Mike and Dave. So, thank you guys so much. Mike, thank you so much for hooking up my gaming setup. This has made my life exponentially easier to make these videos. Next up, I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank my parents and my sister. I'd like to thank my father, Tom, who was a sports reporter for many years. Without him, I wouldn't have learned how to be a journalist properly. That's been my dream to be a journalist. I wouldn't say I've been sidetracked from that. I've enjoyed what I do for a living, but getting back to journalism has always been a goal. And with this is how this will go. I'd also like to thank my mother, Mary, for all her support over the years and helping me figure out how to do this. And, just being supportive as much as she could with this, so I really do appreciate that. I'd like to thank my sister Ann for her support and showing me basically how to run a small company on your own. Thank you so much, Ann. To my brother-in-law, Paul, welcome to the family. Thanks so much for supporting me. It'll be nice having a fellow gamer in the family. And to my colleagues at my day job, thank you so much for putting up with me the past couple of months as I discuss every type of game under the sun that has been coming out in preparation for this. I'd especially like to thank my colleagues in my department, Connor, Bridget, and Kevin, for helping take some of the weight off my shoulders with tasks in the office so that I could make this happen. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And you know what? I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.